Good morning, everyone. I am Vishnu Jagtap, and in front of all of you, I am presenting the Mint newspaper headlines. So, first of all, will Chat GPT kill search engines or transform them? Next, license Raj Icho. Next, on page number 4, in that crime, a growing virus in India's cyberspace. Then on page number 5, in that tech regulation should be in nation interest. Next, rupees 19,744 crore green hydrogen mission gets cabinet nod. Next, GMR Sports in talks to acquire gaming startup Fantasy Akhada. Next, stocks snap 2-day rally, dive 1% ahead of US Fed minutes. Next, spate of Zomato exit sends jitters through restaurant ecosystem. Next, no interim relief for Google has NCLAT tells firm to pay 10% of fine. Next, EU nations plan coordinated response to China COVID crisis. Next, NARCL emerges highest bidder for Shri Group firms. Next, shifting PhonePe base to India cost $1 billion tax for Walmart. Next, volatile gas may upset fertilizer subsidiary math. Next, cinema swings between hope and jitters as big releases loom. Then on page number 6, in that economy and politics section, that services activity recovers to 6-month high in December. Next, India to advance its EV infra hub ambition at G20 meet. Next, India's GDP to reach $20 trillion by 2047 despite uncertainty. Next, India will try to defuse Ukraine flare up. Next, CAD set to widen, inflation to remain high. Deloitte report. Next, 11 states UTs in single window system for vehicle scrapping. Next, HDFC Bank posts 19.5% loan growth in quarter 3. Next, RBI has lifted curbs on loan recovery, Mahindra and Mahindra Finance Services. Next, micro quarter 3 revenue growth slows on low rural demand. Next, government initiates anti-dumping probe into port of vitamin. Next, Lohum Merck deal to supply Lyon battery modules. Next, on page number 8, in that deal tech and startup section, under that LG unveils gram style ultra thin laptop with a hidden trackpad. Next, Varthana rises $7 from US investment firm Microvest. Next, Silver Consumer sells 10% stake each to Plutus India inflection. Next, Salesforce to cut 10% of workforce, reduce offices. Next, Byju's founder taps fund to buybacks 15% from investors. Next, Digantara plans series of funding round. Next, tax norms wait on crypto exchanges. Next, no broker targets profitability in 2 years despite sentiment hit. Next, Nexus eyes $700 million fund for tech firms. Next, the implementation challenge for management consultations. Then on page number 9, in that mark to market, in that section, mint short, under that bets on stock rally surge after an odd year in options trading. Next, food inflation climbs as Brits spend European 12 billion in Christmas. Next, tech investors are driving in a fog. Next, after smart rally, hotel stocks have limited room for upside. Next, Rupee bond sales to halt for platform upgrade. Next, stocks down 1% ahead of US Fed minutes. Next, oil's new year slumps depends fall below $75 on China woes. Next, iPhone production delays, demand woes spell pain for Apple investors. Then on page number 10, in corporate section, under that IITians refuse replacements, I startups civil services. Next, dominance of Chinese smartphones to van. Next, Zatco joins Rapid7 after rising flag at Twitter. Next, government would not contribute to DAMEPL dues. Next, airline slam knee jerk COVID test plan for Chinese travelers. Next, CG Power Thapar in CBI charge sheet on bank fraud. Next, Novo Nordisk to launch once a week insulin regime for Indian patients. Next, on page number 11, in corporate section, under that Rupees 19,744 crores green hydrogen mission gets cabinet note. Next, supply chains eye new tech. Next, volatile gas prices may upset fertilizer subsidy math. Next, cinemas swing between hope and jitters. Next, tech regulation should be done in national interest. Nadella. Next, GMR Sports look to buy Fantastic Akada. Next, on page number 12 in that corporate section under that, viewership for Kabaddi League up 17% in season 9. Next, Zomato senior level exits worry restaurant partners. Next, bite-sized content booms as viewers' attention span fall. Next, on page number 13 in news wrap section in that, government for more share of Barmer revenue. Next, Hongju Jion is new MD of LG India. Next, Joy Valley to invest rupees 750 crore in Pune. Next, Hyderabad to host first ever ABB FIFA Formula E Championship race. Next, three mobility firms bag e-bus deals. Next, no interim relief. NCLAT ask Google to pay 10% of CCI fines. Next, CERC compensates power producer. Next, Norfund KLP invest in Renew project. Next, government hikes paddy procurement to 10%. Next, Air India bars unruly traveler for 30 days. Next, CERC compensate power producers. Next, Microsoft to invest in a trucking startup. Next, on page number 14 in that global section under that, Meta hit with 390 million euro fine over EU data breaches. Next, bankrupt Sri Lanka to hold first poll since its president fled. Next, Jagma Ant Group wins approval for $1.5 billion capital plan. Next, FDA finalizes rule allowing women to get abortion pills through mail. Next, EU plans EU plans joint response to China COVID crisis. Next, sale forces to cut 10% of jobs, reduce offices in downturn. Next, Dubai rolls out $8.7 trillion planned for next decade. Next, Russia says unauthorized use of cell phone allowed Ukraine to target its soldier. And then on page number 15 in that long story, new Dharavi dream amid hopes and anxiety. Next on page number 16 in Mint in Money section under that, we started in India but we always wanted to be a global company startup. Next, impact of digital lending rules on borrowing. Next, check how your NPS investment are faring. Next, how much do I invest per month to increase my corpus from rupees 27 lakh to rupees 1 crore in 5 years. Then on page number 17 in that views section under that, online gaming must not get to game the C market. Next, we need biographies written of our great academic institutions. Next, set the G20 pace on plugging public finance data gaps. Then on page number 18 in view section under that, the great modernization is death and stagflationary debt crisis looms. Next, today's big crisis of big tech is exactly what these firms need. Next, innovation and adaptation will lead India's EV evaluation. Next on page number 19 in that, business of life or culture section under that, white noise travel well from page to screen. Next, why Chinese clandestinos are lesbians tastiest secret. Next, Cesaras take a stand against sexual crimes. That much for today. Thanks for watching. Make a good day.